but I might be unsuccessful. He just steps in front of me. Now I'm totally open. Now he just headbutts me. Now he does whatever he wants to do. Okay, that's not the science of fighting. That's the science of reacting. Okay? So, again, examining the 12 movements, I can't urge this enough for you to go back to your dojos and practice and practice and practice to where your footwork, because I don't care what style you do, it's all going to be what? Same. It goes right back to moving the piano theory. The reason our natural bodies do it that way anyways is because that's where we have the most force. You want to maximize and optimize your force. Going up and down is going to be cat. You see cat stance when you like do the bump. Okay? Or a T stance. Right? Believe it or not, this, if I just extend this back, is a cat. That's all it is. Got it? It's just a variation on it. That's all it is. Up, down. Clear? So, you know, people get all technical, but I get down to it, I said, come on, if you move 3 inches, is it really different? No. Okay, so the center stance, always going to be what? Cat. It's your elevator. Cat is the elevator. Moving backwards, you're always going to be, it's going to be multi-defense. I'm going to teach you that stance a little bit. Right? And then we're going to do all this with wrist grabs, and you see how you just start throwing people around with ease. Okay? Sides are going to be horse or bow. Is it clear? Chinese tend to use a lot of bow stances. Very deep horses. It's a bow stance. Okay? The difference is, though, is when you do bow, both are turned outward. Okay? The problem with that is, you know, you're real shaky this way. This way, you tend to be a little bit less. You're still shaky, but you still got that planted, a little bit more planted against the resistance. All right? But the bow stance is there for a reason. The bow stance is there for when I want to sweep somebody off of me, I'm going to use that here, or I'm going to hit you here. See that? Very little effort. I just what? He goes all the way around. See that? And the Chinese use a lot of those kind of sweeping movements. The reason for that had to do with the way their armor was built when they used to perfect the arts. They were very top-heavy. So you wanted to get low and hit them, and they went, boop, and they got stuck in the ground with their helmets. I kid you not. They should tie them off, and they would get hit. They would literally be stuck there with their head hit in the ground. It was hard ground. You know? So these are some of the things you want to think. That's why the Mongols defeated the Chinese, because they refused to wear armor, by the way. You know that, right? Refused to wear armor. They believed in mobility. All the things I'm teaching you right here, all believed in mobility versus armor. Their only armor was a silk shirt. The reason they liked silk is because if you got hit with an arrow, it would wrap itself around the arrow and you could pull it out without tearing the flesh, even if the arrow was barbed. That's how they defeated the Europeans, by the way. People don't realize that, but the Mongols were all the way through Hungary into Europe, Central Europe, for 400 years. And they fought 10,000 knights in one single battle, where they're all in their armor, destroyed them because they were so light. They just put them on the ground and butchered them. So you never want to sacrifice mobility, is my point, for safety. Got it? That's why when I teach guys gunfighting, I teach my guys to keep moving, screw cover. Keep moving. You stay in one place cover, they're going to just ping you sooner or later. A lot of guys teach you know, cover, concealment, and that's where you stay. I say you just keep moving. Harder for some guys to hit you with a moving target than is got something underneath it. Okay, so we have all our attacks, correct? Now, so 4 and 8, what are they going to be? Open the door. Got it?
Yep.
Open the door. That's what that stance is going to be. 4 and 8, open the door. 10 and 2 are going to be what? Open the door. And it's exactly like opening a door. You know how you open a door in your house? You welcome somebody in. Hello. Same movement. Exact same movement. The only difference is you can widen your stance, you can shorten your stance depending on your style. Doesn't matter. The point is you've got to rotate yourself in that fashion in your footwork. So open the door. 1 and 11 is going to be what? Crouch. Or the fighting stance. 1 and 11. 7 and 5 is going to be what? Crouch. Got it? So let's do this again. 7 and 5?
Crouch.
8 and 4?
Open the door.
9 and 3?
Horse or bow.
Horse or bow, right? 10 and 2? 11 and 1?
Crouch.
12? No, it's
Power.
Power stance. Power stance. So that's when we overcommit ourselves. We're classical, your classical karate stance, right? Multi-defense is the exact same thing, believe it or not, as power. All you're doing is lean the power, is shifting your weight. Watch. Here's my classical power stance, right? See in karate? Multi-defense. That's me moving backwards. So I'm going to move backwards to a 6. This is the position I want to get. Is that clear? For shifting my weight. Maximizing my weight. Is that clear? I mean, that's the technique you use, but it's what you might want to use. If I'm going to move to the rear here and that guy's here, boom, I'm going to come in this way. You see what's happening? Because I'm going to get the most power that way. Bam, bam. Then I'm going to come in on throw. I'm going to change it up because I'm going to move to the next angle. I do not want to be like this there, do I? But I might want to be like this there. Right? Hooks. Is that clear? All right. The only time I'm going to come in square like this, so I'm going to go to what? Cat. That's because I'm going to throw them. Got it? Starting to understand a little better now? Oh, it works. I don't care what style. We just learned judo. We just learned aikido today. We just learned all the footwork in kung fu. All right? You learned all the footwork like in Jeet Kune Do. Hello? It's a reality. You just learned footwork. In the space of a half hour. Or the theory of footwork, I should say. Getting your body to do that is another matter. Okay? All right. Remember, that's the skill part. Now we're learning the mind part. Okay? So, we have all these 12 angles. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break you off for 15 minutes. And I want you to pair off with a partner, and I want you to experiment with a wrist grab. Okay? To understand and feel the difference in the directions. For example, he grabs my wrist, or let's say I want to go in reverse. So that's the multi-defense. Remember that? Notice how easy that was to move you. Okay, I want to go forward with it, wrist grab. Can you hold it? No. You had to readjust your whole body. Your whole body had to be readjusted, right? Okay, I want to go this side. What stance was that? Horse. Okay, I want to go here. He's got to go. He's got to go with me. That's what I'm trying to show you. No matter how hard he holds, he's going to go with me. He can't hold me. Okay? I want to go 11. Look at the position there. And start to learn to now take your hands. One of the things like if I go in there, grab it. So I go here. What happened there? 11. Now, wow, what happened there? Break everything, right? That's all the movement I need.
All at the same time.
Exactly. If I want to go to that, cut an angle, same here. It's the same angle. And that will do it. If I come out to the 2 here, it won't work. See that? That stance won't work here, will it? And it won't work at 3, will it? It won't work at 12, will it? Doesn't work. Doesn't work. But if I use the right footwork, right there, because the right footwork with this handwork will work. So as time goes on, you'll learn to match it. So easy that is. Now if I want to roll them over, okay, he grabs it. Then I'm going to go to what? Open the door. It was easy, wasn't it? You like that, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Slow motion throw.
It's almost like Aikido.
It's exactly what they do in Aikido.
Exactly.
You see how easy that was? because I use the right footwork, and I just maneuver them. You just use your hand to gracefully guide him where you want. See, your finger will point the way where you want him to go. For example, if you grab my hand here, and I use this position, I go to the heaven, and I say, no, I want him down on the ground. That's where it goes. He feels it there. If I want to put him over there, my hand has to go and follow what? My footwork here. See, he's got nowhere else to go. You see that? And then I'm in my what position? I open the door right there, right? And I'm going to let him through. Okay? If I want to move in this direction, right there, and he's going. He's got no way of really hanging on to the balance. You get that? And I'm using see, I'm using my entire body weight as opposed to my arm to maneuver. Believe it or not, what he's feeling here, when I do this, it's 200 pounds versus whatever I can pull with my arm. So you see, my arm's totally limp. Look. Just right here. See the body? It's like turning it. This whole body's got to go. If I hold it, I crush it there, come back. I can go back to my 11, and I crush it here. I go back out, crush it here again. And I've broken it here, 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 and he's in a little pain. Very quickly, backwards and forwards. You okay, sir? What's happening? Let me help you. Oh, heart attack. It's unknown. Okay? You get the idea now?
Sir.
So I want you to experiment with the hand. So forward, it's going to be your classical deep stance. Okay? Back stance. See that? Karate, you see a lot of these stances. Okay? Easy stance, crouch. Right? In judo, you do a lot of the T stances, the cats. So easy. Okay? See, if I want to go directly in on him right here, then do this. And I use that cat. So, you feel that? And if I came down, I'd what? Break it. Got it? And I sweep out your legs from under you. You get the idea now?
Sir.
Okay, let's do this. Experiment. Give you guys a half hour, and then we're going to learn the 12 angles of attack that match up with this. And how we put it together, and when you put them together, guess what? 12 times 12 is what?
44.
And you will leave here with 144 moves today, whether you know it or not. Clear? Yes.
How important it is for me to go put my cup on?
Well, ask your partner.
How important is it to you?
Okay? You don't need your cups right now. We're not doing that just yet. But I would suggest it later. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then as the fast classes progress, you're going to need more and more equipment, I'll tell you straight up. You know, because as things start building, after you get past Seminar 4, that's when you start doing what we call drills. And I really drill you. That's when you really start to get in the application, and you really start to do what I call integration application. You're really starting to mix it up, you know, but you get really good at it. I mean, because you start applying all the technology, and it becomes a game. After a while, it becomes a real game. You just figure out, okay, he's going to come at 12, boom, I'm hitting with this, I'm going to that position, I'm going to back out, and I'm going to hit him with this. So when you start thinking of combinations, you got to think in terms of what? Your footwork. You know? Because this is where we're different. See, most systems, they'll hit you like this, and they'll just stay here. No. If you do that, you just open yourself up, because all you have to do is move, right? So what you got to do is you got to keep what? Moving. Right? So I'm here, bam, I'm going to hit him with this. What? Spinning back nickel and open the door, then I'll close, and I've got into a different position, haven't I? Got it? Okay? Then I might want to go to cat, because I want to be back here. Now I've got 3 different stances with 3 different moves. Clear? But by doing that, he can't keep track of me. And as he alters, I can alter my stance and my position. I know where he's at 12, and I know where his 12 is at, which means I know exactly what he's going to do. After a while, you become so instinctive because he can only do so many things. He's going to lunge deep. He's going to, you know, he'll come straight at you, so you just step out. Understand? Sure. You can just tell by the way he's moving. He's going to hit you with a hook, which means he's got to come in short, which means you can go out long. Or you can step back and then fire right back in on him, so as the hook comes by, it just comes by you and then you go right in on him. You know? As opposed to trying to block it. Now you're starting to, now you're pacing the fight, aren't you? Who's in charge, you or him?
You.
When you get, both of you get skilled, that's when it gets interesting. Because that's when one guy's, you can really see when my students like sparring, you can see who's fighting to take the rhythm away, the timing, who's now starting to think of, okay, I'm going to put in the broken rhythm right now, I'm going to feint him now. You know, you see who gets sucked in on the feint. So they tell them, don't get sucked in on the feint, but that doesn't stop you from reacting anyways. You understand? And you start to really see it, and then that's when everything really starts to come together, and your skills are really there. You really get attacked. It's like, guess what? You know, you don't have to think about it. You're just doing it. Because you've been doing it a million times. You know, because you've developed the mental, and you're not in the threat assessment stage. You're not, oh my God, he's gonna know you. Right? You see where I'm getting at? It's like, okay, the eyeball's open. That's, you know, that looks good. You know, oh, he's coming across 12 with that. That'll be easy. I'll go to 11. We'll take his eyes out, throat. Next. Chair looks good over there. Grab the chair, put that between me and him. You start thinking in those terms. Okay, your mind's in a different, it's on a different plane. All right, it's always problem solution oriented. That's what we're going to do. And that's what we're kind of conditioning ourselves. And then, like I said, what's beautiful about fast that I like is you not only take it here, but you take it outside. So not only are you training in here to anchor yourself on a physical level, but it becomes the anchor for you on a mental level out there. All of a sudden, you're fighting every day, whether you realize it or not, but you're always winning. Because you've got to apply technology, you've got strategy, you've got tactics, you're looking at the dynamics of the situation. You're not being lazy, you're not being that boat. You're not allowing other people's emotions and things to affect you. You're affecting them now. All of a sudden people are going, wait, well, what happened to so-and-so? I don't get it. I don't get it. And that's when you become a real martial artist, and that's when you have the respect. And that's when your deeds will precede you. You know? I mean, that's how I lived my life. That's how I got to where I'm at. So many great guys said they were champions. I went up against them. You ain't no champion. This guy's just a big brute. And I'd take them apart under a minute. Because they really didn't understand what they were doing. Or I'd take them apart even before we got into the ring. Like I was telling you the story, remember? About the Dutchman? Right? Okay? Well, I'll inform you later. Basically, what we talked about is the ethereal fight starts ahead of time. And a guy who's all ego. And I fought. And essentially, he would do beautiful kata. And I started imitating him in the ring and making fun of him to the point he got so frustrated he couldn't bite anymore. Okay? Because I'm fighting him on with a technology. Got it? I'm not like, okay, defense from a punch. It's never defense from a punch. We learn that from our dynamics of what? Conflict model right now, right? What's behind the punch? That's what you got to defeat. Then you never have to worry about the punch coming your way. Clear? All right. So, plus, very good. Go over there and practice, practice, practice. Okay? Most important. Always ask me.
We do that.
Ask me direct. All right? It's very, very important. Right? Because it's a very simple system. Once you get it, you just you go. You know what I mean? Okay, everyone. Okay, we're going to inhale. So we're going to do a little drill. We don't have a cardboard box, do we? For mats? Okay, this is what you do. You take all these little boxes here. Or actually, you don't have a big shield, Steve. You have your shield? Oh, you have those? Okay, this is what you do. You stand them up. This becomes an object for someone. Okay? Pick it up. Yeah. Say it's fire. Huh? Okay? So now I start learning to use my energy force, right? Bring him out here. Okay? One. Get up in front of it. Okay. Now that's a fire hydrant, right? Now he's your aggressor. What makes more sense to you to do right now? He's over what? Fire hydrant. Rather than pushing him, shoving him, right? Kicking him. Bam! Okay, now we've got our fire hydrant over here, and you're at a slight angle. You're over there. Okay? Well, maybe more like this. Okay. Yeah, now you have to figure out the angle of attack, right? Okay, now grab. Okay, what do you do? That's it. Okay? Now the only problem is you hit a horse, but if you were in the crouch, you see how you had a torque and you torque it right into it. That's the difference. And if you were further back, if you're further back, you could cut out here, and you could really turn it. You could face first. See what's going on there? It's like allowing for the distance. Now why do I want to face first? Well, because he can't fight back if he's looking down at the ground like this. Right? Jump on him, ride him like a pony. Right? Yeah! Get up! That's real fighting. That's where you got to train yourself. You know? As a fast student, trainee, everything in your environment is one. So longer me and him becomes even deeper. It's the end of the issue, right? And if nothing can resolve itself, but I'm going to use that third party influence. Isn't that what that is? That's a dynamic conflict, isn't it? I'm going to alter the relationship between me and him to something else. Right? You know, he's here. That's it. That's all I have to do. He's going to push you back. Push you forward. Push you back. All of a sudden he's in that. Clear? Real simple, right? Maybe there's an object between us. Right? He thinks he's feeling safe because there's this fence post. Maybe there's this one. Right? This one. Who's over the fence? I'll haul him right over the fence. Now he's upside down. Kicking him in the head. Feet in the air. Hitting the gonads. What do you got to do? My point is, you've just taken control because you became a proactive person in the fight, didn't you? That's my point. You resolve in your mind, I'm going to have a fight with the guy no matter what, so I'm fighting. He does this, that's enough of a gesture for me with that. See what I'm saying? He has his hand in it. He won't show it to me, that's enough for me. I'll just say, okay, sorry. Show me your hand. When you won't show me your hand, boom, and then throw it to him over the fence. Guess what? It's upside down. Pretty hard to shoot, you can't get the go down. Right? Spin up against it. Say, hey, you stop his head. Right? And they say, well, leave him over the fence out. You throw down. I'm just going to believe it. Hold him over. You see my point? Okay? That's it. So we have a real good understanding of the 12 angles of evasion and how we can make it work for us from the first point of force. You see judo all the time, right? 8 angles. It's actually 12. If you look at the footwork, it's 12. Start introducing it in judo. Watch what happens. You can throw that something like we'll figure it out. You're just hitting the standard 8. Okay? Come on, by the way, that for itself. You know my instructor rules? That second. What's the instructor rules? Okay? So, now that we have understand that, I want you to just practice a little bit more to reinforce it. And if you want to take these bags and throw your partner into them, go ahead. Clear? Practice a little more, and then we're going to go to the 12 angles of attack in 3 minutes.
I know, so do I.
What was that? They went to the house and found the... Oh, you're stuff in the phone?
Try 11 and 1.
You said you started introducing this stuff in your classes? Is it drill? Oh, yeah. Started. What do you mean?
Well, that's straightforward.
But later on, you should be seizing, grab, and shove it before you run. Got it? Find is a trick. So I'm going to throw something in that object, I'm going to throw them in that object. Is that clear? Okay, I'm not going to do KE because I don't think you really qualify. That's not being smug, that's just the fact that these times you just work. Okay? So my point is, what you want to do is you want to use the, you want to get used to like grabbing the guy as fast as you can. You understand what I'm saying? Right? You want to, you know, if you're going to shove, you want to get in there. You drive the force into him so he's going what? Back. You want to also know where your target is for the object. I wouldn't do that because there's obviously no object there, right? And she's in the way, so I'm not going to do it. But I would probably hit you on the head, and I would just come over here, and that's what we do. And notice, I'm not using any technique at all. I'm using just my footwork, and just grabbing it, and just knowing how to use that. That is technique. Because in a real fight, you're not going to get this nice, clean shot. You're just not going to, just going to have a jacket on, the jacket's going to move. Is that clear? He's going to be swinging on you at the time. You're going to get hit maybe in the head. You're going to react to that. You stay true to what you're doing. Down below, what happened there? You ended up on my fire hydrant. You just were sacrificed to my fire hydrant. Now, imagine I replace that, and that's that pane glass window there. You go through that? Yeah, I think so. If I threw you hard, huh? Yeah, and what happens if you don't go clean through it? You get maybe slice it in half, because the glass will do this. Not actually the guillotine, I just drive you down on it. Now I just pierce your entire body. Why did I show you that? Because it can happen to you. Because remember I told you how do you defeat an angle of evasion? With another angle of evasion. When I grab you and I go to this, relax for a second, and I'm going to take you and I'm going to turn you, let's say that's two there, or I'm going to take you, let's say there's objects there, I'm going to try to push you in there. How are you getting around it? Right, reverse, keep going. You had to run it down. Boom! Nice got me. That is how you defeat a push. That's how you defeat a shove. That's how you defeat somebody trying to tackle you to the ground. A lot of grapplers today, that's their tactics. They're going to grab you. They're going to try to shove you to the ground. How do you defeat that? Turning in, using the angle of evasion to your advantage, throwing him on the object as opposed to you falling. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So we just learned 12 defenses, didn't we? Very good. Mix them up with attacks, and we've got thousands of combinations, really. Think about it. You can throw a back knuckle 12 different ways, man. Huh? 12 different angles. Just using the right. Okay. If I try to throw a back knuckle with a horse here, it's not going to work. Okay. Right. Go over here. And that. That strike, that zone. Correct? I could just coming in with a 12. Cool. You really don't hammer. Yeah. Clear? Something like power. That's not the point. When you generate your footwork behind your handwork, that's when all the power you get in your punch, because everybody asked me, you're such a powerful hitter, how do you do it? And that was so simple, just making sure my strikes match my footwork. Okay? In other words, I can't throw this kind of a back knuckle, which is very traditional, and I'm really trying, I'm not here. There's just a power in it. See that? If I get over here, bam, tremendous amount of power in it. Okay? Is that clear? So that's what you also want to practice, is your striking when you get back to your dojos with the right footwork. Clear? Okay, let's get over here. And we're going to go to the last part. I'm going to teach you all how to be deadly. Do we have like rubber knives?
I do have some, sir.
How many? Do any of you like bring rubber knives or anything with you too? Okay, when you come to my seminar, you can learn how to bring stuff. All right, we'll give you the sticks. It's not a problem. Do this too. Take this. Advanced belts won't use knives. Okay? And I'll use this. Yeah, you can give it that. Actually, no. Intermediate, I want to use sticks. Okay? Now, let me show you what's going on here. We have a man. There's basically 3 gates in fighting. Okay? We can make them inside and outside gates, but there's still 3 gates. Clear? The inside and outside gates are determined by which leg comes first, and we won't talk about that. That's for the next seminar. All right? But what we do have here is as follows. I'll make this clear. We have what we call a high gate. That's up here. High. Got it? High. Okay. This is a middle gate. This is our low gate. How many different directions can you move an object?
14.
14? How do you figure? Name me 5. No. It's just got a number. What direction is that? All right, straight. Call it straight. Whatever you want. Go ahead. What?
Top.
Diagonal. It's 1. Another one. What's another one?
From the side.
That's horizontal. It's another one. Vertical. We're at 5. Are we? No, we're at 4, aren't we? At horizontal, vertical, diagonal, and straight, right? So what else is there? Where's 14? Well, you're on the right track, but the truth is, there's only 4 directions for weapon moves. I don't care if it's a flail. I don't care if it's a knife. I don't care if it's a stick. 4 directions. It's either going to move diagonally, it's either going to move vertically, it's either going to move in a thrusting fashion. That's it. Okay? Okay? 4 directions. Now what you were talking about is angles of attack. Okay? But there's only 12. Reg 2 just ripped me off and put in another 2, which are the same thing.